Shy's gonna take some damage. Rookie looks to go in. Does get the passive pop. Shy's still gonna be soaking. Root comes down. Damage goes through. Jackie's able to find two big kills. JackeyLove just found everybody. And that's gonna be a triple for IG. They're gonna find everyone. It's KT8.
Hey, what's up everyone? Zirene here, and today on The Breakdown, I have a special guest of CLG support Biofrost, who's gonna be helping me break down the quarterfinal matchup between Invictus Gaming and KT Rolster, and specifically Game 5. Now, I reached out to you when you said you were gonna be on, and I was like, what do you want to break down? And you said a team fight at about 32 minutes in this Game 5 of IG versus KT. Why is this the game out of all of them? Because I know people are talking about G2, Fnatic, and Cloud9. Why'd you pick the IG game, man?
So I was watching this game live, and when JackeyLove flashes in for this play, it was insane because the casters were going wild, and for me, it was a really insane play because, first of all, it was a 4v5, and it was Game 5, and there was so much on the line here. So I kind of wanted to take a look at it and kind of see what all the small things that got him there, because people first see it and they say, wow, JackeyLove just flashes in, he makes a really good play, but there's actually so many small things that he's probably looking at.
Yeah, we all just go, oh, it's a press of a button. Super easy, he hit the thing. And here, JackeyLove in the back of the fight, he's gonna walk up, and like we said, it's the press of the button. He gets the kill, follows up onto Deft, and then the rest of the fight, he just cleans this up with a clean E. Then he's able to just deal damage because Ning saves him. But you're saying there's more to it than that. It's not just a right-click champion. You're not just hitting that one button, you're clicking on the person. So there's way more that goes into this that you're saying.
Yeah, there's just so many small things. And first of all, the setup to it is IG is looking to bait around Baron, and they have priority on the Shy, so the Shy is looking for a team fight. It's actually like a 3-part series where, first of all, there's a setup, and then they actually get this team fight here in a couple of seconds where they're looking for this team fight because the Shy has priority, and this is kind of what starts it all up.
So they don't know that he's coming through. Comes in, they can kind of think that he's going to be there, but like you said, they're gonna try to start this 5v4 in favor of Invictus Gaming because they see that Smeb is down bottom and that he has teleport, maybe trying to get his TP out and keep their own, but regardless, they're still trying to fight this. So KT, they're gonna be in full retreat, right?
They just wanna run away, and KT just needs to just run here. And if they run here, then they get pretty much a good, solid disengage, and they're mainly looking at Balon. Balon's the main engage here. If Balon gets an engage, then it could be really bad for KT's backline. Balon, he wants to W and Q flash to get the backline to set up for Rookie. He ends up getting Tristana ulted, so this was super big. If he gets his combo off, then possibly KT just loses the game here.
Yeah, he's so close to getting it too. He's literally
so close.
Oh, it's pixels. Even if he gets knocked back by Tristana, if it's a second too late, he's gonna be already putting in the Q. It's gonna land here. Rookie potentially, since he's following up from an area where the Talia E is already absorbed by the Alistar, he could potentially flash WR and get both them off.
This is a dream scenario.
Yeah, this is where the supports go, the 4-man headbutt pulverize. That's what you look for, especially since the Shy kind of failed his engage, but he did do a lot of soaking here.
So he doesn't get that off. Now they're pretty much in disengage.
Yeah,
and run.
Right there too, he actually used his, I think it's almost a fighting game term here. It's a frame perfect from him, I think. Because he gets Braum stunned, he actually ulties at exactly the same time. Right here, stunned, or it's super slow. Oh, that is clean.
Yeah, that was clean.
Yeah. But it actually puts the Shy right behind him. So he actually, I bet the Shy is yelling right now, block this for me.
He's screaming right now.
Because the support, we're watching it in quarter speed. This is 0.25x. That is such a fast just turn back just to absorb the ultimate. Because the Shy goes down, he resets later with TP, and he wouldn't have been able to do that. He's gonna be dead. And Balon, I guess he's the least important person. I mean, sorry for supports, but probably the least important person.
He's definitely the least important.
Yeah. Used to sacrifices like this. You gotta make sure that your team ends up losing kind of the least important person. It's the least amount of gold as well. And like we said, the Shy comes back in.
This is really interesting because IG actually decides to fight here when they're a 4v5 situation. They have numbers disadvantage. A lot of times people wouldn't want to fight in a numbers disadvantage. I think because of this chunk here that JackeyLove gets, that they're actually willing to fight later on because that Rookie has a lot of pressure now on the carries.
So he just gets to throw in his W and try to get in there. And JackeyLove walks up to get some pass-through crits. He gets hit here multiple times.
If JackeyLove doesn't get this ultimate off, he also dies, and they just lose Baron.
And there's an auto in air, too, right there.
Yeah, he sees it.
It baits Deft in a little bit, too. So Deft does take about almost the same amount of damage as JackeyLove does in this trade, even though he's the one who's pretty much doing the damage to everybody here.
Yeah, KT, at first, when they first look at it, KT is definitely in the advantage here because they have numbers. They also got JackeyLove's ult, so they're probably willing to fight. Rookie is just looking for any way that he can bait out spells. He baits out Deft's rocket jump, which is actually super big in the next team fight.
So he gets that. That thing is actually a 17-second cooldown.
It's crazy.
Right now. Yeah. 18 for him. Since you don't buy CDR on Tristana anyway, it's going to stay really long. It's the thing you max last, too. So, like you said, the question, though, is why do Invictus Gaming think they can fight? Because KT here, normally, you would just push up, and then you would sweep, because I believe they do have a sweeper up. You would go sweep and get Baron control back, because Baron control belongs to IG. So why are KT, one, so scared to actually do that? Or even two, why do you think they don't do that?
I think it could just be that in this position, what is their engage range? How are they gonna get an engage onto JackeyLove? He feels really safe here because he feels like no one can engage onto him. And that if they get this mid-wave is just the most important thing in mid-game because whoever gets mid-wave control, they get to decide, okay, let's get vision, let's bait around Baron.
You're first to move.
Yeah, you're first to move. And JackeyLove feels really safe because there's just no engage threat. Whereas let's say if KT were the ones that had a disadvantage in numbers and they were playing against LeBlanc, then LeBlanc can just W in and look for a fight. But it's just different because of the circumstances.
Okay. And so JackeyLove walks up, kills the first minion, and puts 3 feathers on the ground. He does Q and auto very quickly. Actually gonna have a pass through here that hits Score, chunks him, gets Yukal and Mata as well. As it gives some time for Ning to come back from warding.
He's in Zimbabwe.
Yeah. But then Rookie, he's actually very present right now. He jumps in and he's gonna go after Deft here, who we already got the rocket jump from before.
Yeah. So he gets his flash here and also gets Brahm's shield and exhaust. This is probably the most important part of the team fight because all of these small things, it sets up for JackeyLove's play.
Okay, so the exhaust, the flash from Deft, the rocket jump from Deft, and Mata using his E are all things that Rookie baits it out, and he kind of just goes out of the fight, and he's done his part. The LeBlanc has, normally you think as a LeBlanc, you go in and you burst somebody, you kill somebody. He's not able to accomplish that, but he does get a lot of abilities without having to really use much himself except his health bar. But that's what sets up JackeyLove.
If JackeyLove doesn't make this decision either, then pretty much Rookie's earlier play, it's all for nothing because they're just gonna reset the fight. But because JackeyLove sees this opportunity and flashes in, it pays out big time.
Yeah, because he sees Deft and then Score is walking up to get a seismic shove onto the Shy, but then JackeyLove preps his W and then flashes in as soon as he sees the 2 carries on top of each other. And Mata's ulting right now too.
This is insane because if, let's say Mata wasn't ulting at this exact moment, then he sees JackeyLove flashing in, he can just flash ulti JackeyLove and he instantly dies. It just looks like one of the most troll plays you've ever seen. But because Mata uses his ult at the same time that JackeyLove flashes, he doesn't get this opportunity. He doesn't get a stack onto JackeyLove, and JackeyLove ends up killing both of the most important members of the backline.
Oh, and he even tries to go for a Q here, and there's a minion in the way, just barely.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate.
So Mata kind of misuses his R, his E, his exhaust, his Q. Like, there's really actually almost nothing in this fight that Mata actually contributes to this part of the fight.
Yeah, no, it's kind of depressing.
I mean, he's actually, we call it a 4v5, but he's actually about as useful as Baolan right now. In terms of his contribution, which I know it's a little harsh to say, but JackeyLove gets this play because he's monitoring the biggest cooldowns in the fight, which are from Mata.
Yes.
And that's what allows him to go in and see that moment. That's the thing, is there's always one person's outplay is another person's misplay, right? Because we're always talking about if you do it optimally, then you shouldn't have that opportunity for that gigantic outplay or that moment to shine. And even here, JackeyLove is saved by a Hex Drinker coming out. Rookie survives by just barely making it out of the ultimate from Smeb in the last second here.
It's just so many small things.
And that's what teamfights come down to. When I was doing teamfight breakdown, you have to watch from everybody's perspective at least once. You're watching it at least, I would say, 12 times, and you're watching every single person, how they use their abilities. Like right there, Rookie snaps back at the exact time that Smeb is going in, and then JackeyLove only takes 60 damage because of the Hex Drinker. There's so many tiny things that go into these fights, and it really is those little moments that add up to that big moment. That's the catalyst, kind of the straw that breaks the camel's back, is when that flash comes through, but all those things stack on top of each other to make it happen.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. So for JackeyLove, he presses the button, but there's so much more that's going on around it. So
Mata made the play possible.
Mata. So when you're JackeyLove, and if you were going to give any advice to AD carries out there who want to make a play like that and flash forward, what would you say to them? What do they have to look for?
I think oftentimes people just don't really notice like cooldown usage, and they just look at how much health they have. They're 100% HP. I can't go in because they have 100% HP. They have more HP than me. But if they don't have anything, then you can actually fight and end up winning.
So you have to kind of take stock of what the most important cooldowns are, keep track of them, and just wait for them to be used on other people, wait for them to potentially be misused, or see that window.
Yeah, and that window is usually really tight because their cooldowns come back up, then you don't have that chance anymore.
Yeah, like you're saying, that rocket jump from Deft was 1 second away from being off of cooldown.
It's crazy close.
When he died. It's incredibly close. And even just the misuse of the E cooldown from Mata, there's so much that goes into it. But there's a lot that goes into it, but what comes out of it is that Invictus Gaming end up taking the fight, they get the Baron, and they get the foothold in the game. They take the series 3-2 over KT, and it moves them on to the semifinals to play G2. So right now, we're sitting at World Semifinals, G2 versus Invictus Gaming, Cloud9 versus Fnatic. I'm really excited for it, and I can't wait to break down some of those games. But for here today, thank you so much for your expertise, Vincent Biofrost. Like, man, that was an absolute pleasure, absolute treat. Thank you so much. And for you guys at home, let's get ready for those semifinals, and we'll see who truly is the best in the West.